Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Roofers Coffee Shop soundstage. We are at IIBEC 2025, and I am sitting here with Vincent and James from Benchmark. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so if you could just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what you do and what Benchmark is. I'll have you start, Vincent.
Okay, well, thank you, Karen. So Benchmark's a roof and paving consultant, and I've been at Benchmark now for about 3 years and had the privilege of taking over for Benchmark as the president last June. And so as I've gotten to know more about the building envelope industry and the roofing and paving industry, it's been quite a journey for me, getting to work with people like James here.
And James, what do you do there?
Yeah, so I'm a senior consultant with Benchmark. I'm out of Long Island, New York, so kind of work remotely in there and kind of cover that region. So yeah, kind of do roof consulting primarily for myself.
So you're focusing on more on roofs than paving. How does that go together, roofs and paving? Because I've heard of this combination before, and I'm always curious.
Well, I think that's a good question. The funny answer would be, it's the last thing the owner wants to take care of a lot of times. They're
so
trying to avoid the roof and the pavement. They're trying to take care of everything in between. But yeah, what was that correlation? That's pretty good.
The honest answer is that they don't specifically, but we always had work back and forth. And so for the longest time, it was really just a practical answer. We just found out that we were doing a lot of business in the paving space, and we had a couple partners that we really liked. And so we ended up acquiring them, and then it's been a wonderful relationship ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So how has this show been for you guys?
It's been great, actually. This is my first IIBEC attendance for myself here, but it's good to go to a place where you can kind of speak on issues and everyone kind of knows what you're talking about a little bit. It's a very rare occurrence where you can kind of have some, shop talk with other people who kind of understand the industry, kind of experiencing similar pain points and kind of going through that with you.
Yeah. And Vincent, what about you? How's the show been for you?
Yeah, it's a little different for me. I'm not as technical as James, so I don't actually practice roof consulting, but I get a large concentration of folks all in one spot. It's amazing for me to go learn and network. I love the focus on education here as well, too. So just getting out on the floor like we did a little bit ago has been an awesome time here.
So you've taken classes while you've been here.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite so far?
Yeah, one of my favorite classes so far has been the initial use case for artificial intelligence. I believe Mike Ramos presented on that one.
Ooh, tell me a little about that.
Yeah, so artificial intelligence, it's a big buzzword right now in the industry, and how can we implement it to make our lives easier as far as whether it's report writing, assessing conditions, and they kind of venture out into expanding into some of that and how we can use it in consulting. So very interesting to see how that takes off in the next few years.
Yeah, it is very interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think James nailed it. There's the technical side of roof consulting that's really important for us to get right, and knowing all the advances in materials and applications and process. But there is also this operational side too, about how we deliver our work and how we interact with the client and the user experience with the client. And so when we have the opportunity to sit in on something like Mike Ramos's presentation, that's pretty amazing. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's no hiding from AI, right? No. It's everywhere.
It is.
And you're probably using it whether you know it or not.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, indeed.
Now, there's been, I think, a really good representation of all parts of the industry here. We've got our exhibitors and vendors, manufacturers. We've got consultants like yourselves. We've got some contractors here, too, either attending the classes and learning or with booths here exhibiting. What's your take on that? Why do you feel like this is so well represented?
Well, it's kind of one of those things, we're all in this together and we're all experiencing these issues kind of together. So collaborating and having a platform to all be able to connect and go through these sessions and connect with each other, discuss these pain points and come up with a solution. I mean, we've met with a few contractors, we've met with manufacturers, and together we could come up with a holistic solution to some of these issues we're experiencing nationwide, really.
I like that word together, and I like that everybody's coming together here, because a lot of times there's not always smooth togetherness, right? It's like, oh, there's a consultant on the project, or oh, there's a consultant specifying this or working on this.
Yeah.
So I feel like shows like this really help bridge that gap, and you're probably seeing the same.
Yeah. I would agree.
On the together comment, a mentor of mine used to say something about, we put all this work and all this effort into putting together the perfect plan, and then you get a bunch of people together and it all falls apart. and I think that the complexity of bringing people from different trades, depending upon the job, a different situation, you're bringing different stakeholders to the equation, and whenever you do that, there's going to be complexity. And so when you see people coming to this, you do see the commitment to doing it together. We're all very passionate about our perspective and what we think the bullseye is, but we're learning how to really put the client in the middle and really take care of what is it they want.
Yeah, that's a really good plug for why you should be involved in an association like IIBEC.
Yeah. One of the things I really enjoy about IIBEC, and is I'm learning more and more about it too, there's this idea around independence too, that they really propel the whole industry forward. And so whenever we can support something like that, I think it's good, and I think it's good that we all come together and get time together here. So that's been, this and a couple other events are probably our really only chance once a year to really do something like that.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you for being here and being a part of it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate you having us.
Thanks for coming and talking with us this morning. Don't you guys go anywhere, because we are going to be broadcasting live all morning long. So stay tuned, and we hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.